Yeah, good evening. Welcome to West Covina City Council meeting. And today is November 17, 2020. And tonight, invocation will be led by Minister Christine Giddon from Merv Chapel, St. Paul A&E Church, followed by a Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilman Casiano. But I want to say something quickly about Merv Chapel, St. Paul A&E Church. I went to Sunday for their 40 years anniversary in our city, West Covina, border of Valinda, and it's such a good church. Okay, we want to thank them to come over here to give us the invocation. All rise, please.
Go ahead, Minister. Go ahead, Minister. Minister, go ahead.
Eyes for a word of prayer. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we just come before you, giving you all the glory, honor, and the praise. Dear wise and loving Father, we want to say thank you on behalf of all who have gathered here this evening. Thank you for your many and abundant blessings. Eternal God, we pray that you bless this meeting. Lord, make your face to shine on us and be gracious to us. We pray that we feel your presence during this meeting because you are with us wherever we go. We pray for our mayor, for the various levels of city officials, and in particular for this assembled council. Heavenly Father, let those assembled be on one accord and seek your wisdom as they discuss the business of the city of West Covina. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Please face the flag, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a seat, please. And Assistant City Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilman Castellanos.
Here.
Councilman Johnson.
Here.
Councilmember Shoemaker.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado.
Present.
Mayor Wu.
Here. And City Attorney, do you have anything report out from closed session?
Nothing, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now we're going to our presentation. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 presentation. Okay, the first one is certificate of recognition, Miss California, Miss Madison. Okay, and would you please come up?
Testing.
Okay, hi, Miss Madison. Hi. Is a current holder of the 2020 International Junior Miss California Junior Princess. All right. And the 2020 National American Miss California Princess. And the former Miss West Covina National American Miss Madison. I will give you the microphone. Let me finish over here. Sorry. Wrong cue. Okay. But Miss Madison loves ice skating and making new friends. Look at you have a lot of new friends. Admire for your success. You want to say something? Yeah, go ahead. You can sing. You can do anything you want.
Okay. Future Olympic figure skater, never chipping on my toe pick. I am massive and waver, 6 years old from West Covina, California. Until the Olympic Committee approves of 60 world champions, I will continue training for the gold while volunteering at Shepherd's Pantry as the official crane at multiple nursing homes. With almost $100 of volunteering, I'm showing girls you're never too late to do big things. Skating my way to fame as a sign model and actress with Maverick, published in 3 magazines and the LA and New York Fashion Week model. But don't forget to tune in to the 2030 Winter Olympics. A Delta Global Figure Skater, winning on my school's hard work award, I will be succeeding on and off the ice. Good thing I never trip on my toe pick. Well, okay, maybe once. Skating through life, I'm future Olympian Master Villanueva.
Not yet. I have a certificate for you. Not yet. Not finished yet. Yeah, a better speech than mine. Okay, sound like a maybe potential future president. Want to say something like that? Here, we want to thank you for coming to the city with your achievement. We have a city certificate for you. Woo! Yeah, you happy? Yeah. So represent West Covina. We want to thank you, represent the city, to have all this win, represent our city. And we want to wish you all the best, the school and the future. And don't forget, always come back to see us if we're still around. Okay, thank you. Okay. And not yet. Okay.
We'll be actually leaving for Florida tomorrow to start on to travel to Florida for the actual national competition, which will be taking place throughout the Thanksgiving week. So, we hope everyone can just send out just support, and, hopefully Madison can take home the title of National American Miss, do California and West Covina proud. So, thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Oh, and her birthday is tomorrow, too.
Good job. Thank you so much. Go, Madison. Go. Okay. Next one, we want to recognize Steve Bennett. Okay. And we have a senior. Will you still come up? We have a senior, emergency meal program due to the COVID-19. And we went through a tough time. And a lot of seniors really need help. And that time, even now, we still need a donation to help the senior in our city. Currently, we're serving 550 meals we deliver to their home. Some of them is not senior. Some of them, they're in need, but they have an immune system issue. We still want to help them. So we still, don't care their age. If they're in need, we want to help them. We want to deliver the food for all those people. So I want to thank Steve for donating $500. You want to say something?
Sure. I think everyone knows I was born and raised in the city, and my parents moved here in the 60s, and their entire time here they've taught my family and myself to give back. Over the years I've volunteered, I've done all kinds of things. This year I was able to financially do something for the city, and I felt it was, considering all of the efforts we've had with senior meals, I felt it was a great honor to my parents to be able to donate. I've got a little flack for that on social media because I was also running as a candidate and people tried to mix the two. I challenge those who gave me flack. Donate some money too. We can always use more money. So I challenge anyone out there who, was kind of questioning my motives. But for the most part, my motives were very clear. I just wanted to help our city. Like I said, I've volunteered for years. I've done everything. This time it was financial. So I encourage everybody, $10, $25, $50. If we can help our city, help our city. It doesn't have to be the senior meals. If you have a different pet project that you believe that we need to donate to, donate. And if you have the money, great. If you don't, put in some time or some man hours. And it's been my honor to be a part of a volunteer of the city for many, many years. I look forward to continuing to be involved. And like I said, I challenge everybody to donate or to do something in the city, just like I've done for years. So I wish everyone the best. Hopefully everyone gets through this. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much. Council, thank you for everything. It's been a pleasure. And like I said, I look forward to seeing more people stand up here as residents and do the same thing.
Thank you so much, Steve. I think this is important. No matter, everybody, all have a right to come out to run for city council. You run a group, fight, and not only that, you spend time to help the city, and then now you even donate $500 to help the senior meal program, and this is what the city is about. No matter we have any difference, it's just political, but privately we still help each other, we still help our residents. I think it's important to let people know, no matter what you have a difference, this and that, but we're still neighbors, we're still residents, we're still helping each other. But I really want to thank you to donate this $500 very needed money, for our senior meal program, to helping a lot of people in need, and during this pandemic. And now, look like the second wave is coming in. So what we have to do is we need to continue to help. And then, thank you so much, Steve. Represent West Covina. Here is certificate to thank you so much for your donation, and hopefully we can see another $500 from you.
Yeah, not right away.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what, if you donate more, we'll talk.
Then you go how much, I go how much.
Let's not match dollar for dollar. You make more than I do.
Hey, I don't make any money right now.
Yeah, well,
I think you know.
I don't either right now.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. We need more people like Steve, willing to, donate and willing to help our city and our neighbor, our senior. Okay, next one, we're talking about another of, and the group people we really need their help. We need help them. It's our mom and pop small business. As we approach the holiday season, we like to celebrate the Small Business Saturday. The pandemic has economically impact our local small business. And they are struggling to stay in business and retain their employees. It's crucial that the community support West Covina small business. This year, Small Business Saturday is November 28, 2020. On behalf of the City Council, I want to invite and encourage West Covina residents to support our local small business. There are many ways to show your support by visiting business, buying gift card or merchandise, ordering takeout or ordering online. Not only does it help the business, but it keeps sales tax dollars in our community. The city website has a listing of a participating business. Please visit the city's website for more information on how you can participate on this Small Business Saturday. I think older people understand. Currently, our 3,000, 4,000 business, especially mom and pop small business, is struggling. With this potential 5-day shutdown even more, I don't know how many our small business can survive. So we really need to help our business. Without the business, West Covina have no service. West Covina will have no revenue because we are a full-service city. We need this tax revenue. We need this business. We need this job for our community. So we need to come out to help. So here we have our economic development department, our manager, deputy manager, Paulina. You want to say something about this very important topic during this pandemic? We need to how we can help to have all these small business survive, including our small business grant. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I think Tony covered it very well. We did a very good job. Yes, just with the pandemic that's going on, it has hugely impacted. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting used to this. So it's definitely impacted our local small businesses. So we definitely encourage you not only to shop small and shop local on a Small Business Saturday, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving, but also to continue to shop locally throughout the holiday season. Make sure that we keep those dollars in West Covina, and we're supporting our businesses that do give back to the community. They are our bread and butter. So the more we help them, the more we can help ourselves. There is on our website a list of the participating businesses. Some are providing promotions, giveaways, if you do shop at them locally. And it's on our website, westcovina.org, and then Small Business Saturday, SBS, WCSBS for West Covina Small Business Saturday. So there's a list on their GIS map, so you can see where you can go shopping for your holiday goods. We also do have a small business loan for businesses that have been impacted by the pandemic. It's available on our website, and the city manager will be getting into that program in a little bit. So if you have any questions, I'm available to help answer them.
Okay, I think, again, we need to support our local small business, okay, and they really hit hard, okay, during this pandemic. This really, I saw how they're struggling, how they call me, what we can help them, okay. I think we just have to shop, we just have to help them, and we just have to shop local. I think the shop local is one thing is, so they can have a business, they can open up their business, they can have an employee, they can have the jobs. So that's what we need, okay, especially young people. Currently, they have a tough time to find jobs. So hopefully, we can support this small business can survive, and then they can provide employment, and that is what the city wants. And provide the service, provide job, and provide the sales tax revenue to our city. I think this is a win-win for everybody. So please, 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 shop local, support all the local business. Okay, and we have a CDBG fund. We want them to apply for $10,000. We want to help them. Okay, see what we can provide less small, okay, this grant to help them. Okay, if they can, okay, hire the full-time employee, this money can be forgiven. So I think it's pretty important for a lot of business struggling right now, paying rent and paying the employee. So this can be a big help. So here, we represent West Covina. We have proclamation, a small business Saturday, and I think it's important for all the residents. Please shop local. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, last one, okay, I think people waiting for, okay, regarding the Caltrans. Okay, and I've been receiving a lot of residents regarding when they can finish. Okay, second thing, how about all this graffiti on the freeway? All this trash. We've been driving home, we take 10 exits, you see a lot of graffiti, some of them there for a long, long time. So the graffiti, the trash, and the on-ramp, off-ramp, okay, that's not presentable, look obsolete. Okay, so what Caltrans can answer those questions, when they can help us to make our city more presentable. And another thing is encampment of homeless. When Caltrans can help us to clean up, to help those homeless, help them to have a shelter, at the same time clean up the potential hazardous health issue. So all this, I think a lot of residents, okay, want to have answer. So we invite, okay, the Caltrans. I think they have a 3-member. Due to pandemic, they're using the Zoom, right? Okay, and they will call in and I will let them to do a presentation. And we already send them the same information that we want them to answer. I just mentioned.
Introducing.
Okay, so they should prepare what those questions. And later on, I want to have a resident to have Q&A. So in that way, you can participate, ask Caltrans on yourself, okay, to them. And hopefully they can give us some answer, and we can get a solution so we can hopefully get this so-called traffic nightmare, dark ages, to be over in no time. Okay, now we can have a Caltrans to start the presentation.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Hammer Sue. Can you hear us? Mr. Hammer? Genevieve, are you there? Mr. Hammer?
Caltrans people, your time's up. Okay, would you please present your presentation?
I think you scared them with the whole.
No, we sent an email to them. We told them this. We want answer.
They were on the line about a half an hour ago. We talked to them.
Okay.
Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign.
We're trying again, Mayor.
Okay, otherwise we can move the manager report first, so we don't have the idling over here. So you see, we give you 5 minutes.
Yes, please.
To enable audio controls.
You might want to send her an email.
Mr. Hammer, are you there?
Yes, I am. I was trying to
Great.
speak. Can
We've
you hear
been
me?
waiting for you. Good. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. Hammer.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, council members.
Yeah, thank you so much to come to, online, on the phone to give us a presentation. We have a lot of residents, has a lot of questions for you. So go ahead, do a presentation. Okay, we
Sure. Yeah.
really anxious want to listen. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us to join the council meeting this evening. And first, allow me to introduce my colleagues, please. Ms. Patricia Galvan, Construction Office Chief overseeing the I-10 widening project, and Mr. Jeff Newman, our District 7 Coordinator for Governor's Executive Order on Homelessness. And we have also Ms. China Gerstner. She is the District 7 Coordinated Interagency Homeless Services Liaison, which is reside in the Unified Homelessness Response Center. I am Hammer Sweet, Caltrans District 7 Executive Liaison. We have a short report to you and we'll then take questions after. Shall we begin?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Hello. Hi, my name is Patricia Galvin. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So as Hammer introduced, I'm the office chief for the construction in this area. I'll give you a brief overview. First, I would like to talk about the I-10 HOV construction project segment 2, which is from Fuente Avenue to Citrus Street. This project was to provide HOV lanes, sound walls, ramp improvements, and bridge widening. The HOV lane in this area was opened in September, at the end of September. The estimated completion date for this project is fall of 2021, but let me explain that includes our plan establishment period. The cost of this project was a $110 million project, and the work is 98% complete. Next slide, please. The next project that we have that is currently under construction as well is the segment 3 of the HOV project. This is from Citrus to State Route 57. Again, the improvements on this project were for the HOV lanes, the pavement rehabilitation, sound walls, ramp improvements, bridge widening. We estimate this project to be complete in early 2023, again, including a 1-year plan establishment period. The cost of this project was $195 million, and the work is approximately 86% complete. Next slide, please. So currently, I'd like to talk about the ongoing work that we have going on, which on segment 2, we have some work on southbound Vincent Avenue with some Southern California Edison utility issues. We have fiber optic installation ongoing work. We are doing our punch list work. We're doing our cleanup and our demobilization process. And we are currently in our plan establishment period. On segment 3, we are currently working in the median, building the median construction. We have drainage installation work, electrical system installation, irrigation and landscaping is ongoing. Once that work is complete, we will start our plan establishment period for that. Next slide, please. There were a couple of issues that were brought up that the city would like updates on. The first one was the eastbound 10 off-ramp at Citrus Street across from the McIntyre driveway for the uncontrolled intersection. Basically, the traffic movement on the east-westbound South Garvey is unrestricted. This is currently under investigation, and we are waiting on a final assessment and recommendation from our Caltrans Traffic Safety and Traffic Operations. Next slide. This is the Barranca Avenue eastbound 10 off-ramp, again at South Garvey. It's a very similar situation to the previous slide. In this case, the movement for the eastbound South Garvey is unrestricted, and this is a similar case where it's currently under investigation and we are waiting a final assessment. Next slide, please. And I apologize if I'm going kind of fast here. The northbound Vincent Avenue to eastbound 10, there was some concerns regarding the pavement striping. We have revised the striping, and we consider this issue as completed. Next slide. The next issue was the relocation of the unsheltered encampment at Grand Avenue, eastbound Gore area. Caltrans is working with CHP and our local agency partners. We try to connect unsheltered individuals with critical services and shelter. And then once the local agencies have relocated the unsheltered individuals, Caltrans will restore and secure the areas. Next slide. As earlier mentioned, online we have Jeff Newman, who is our External Affairs for Special Projects regarding Governor's executive order regarding the homeless or unsheltered, and also China Gerstner, who is our liaison for the Interagency Homeless Services. China is going to take over the next couple of slides to go over our procedures and policies. So next slide, and I'll turn it over to China. I hope. China, are you there? Hello? Jeff, were you able to take over this?
Yeah, I guess I could do that if you all can hear me.
Yes, we can hear.
Great. Okay, so as Patricia was saying, there's a approach to dealing with the unsheltered folks. It's a partnership approach where we partner with all government agencies that are responsive to and responsible for the health and safety of unsheltered individuals in the community. We have ongoing partnerships with LASA. We will work with your city as well in regard to relocating the folks who are experiencing homelessness and are in our right-of-way to bring them into COVID-safe accommodations. So that requires then that we, of course, work with those folks, and it's basically getting them case managed. So through this collaboration, we are also attendant to what you said earlier about cleaning up the litter, which will take place as the people are relocated. We have hazmat teams that we employ in that because we also want to look out for the safety of our own personnel during this time period of COVID. And so that's something that we have been doing since March, April. And then the third part of the slide deals with enforcement to develop a plan with respect to after relocation and keeping that area free and clear of people and debris. And again, that requires both concentration on the physical aspects of that, which are the debris, but also on the social aspects of that, which is the case management aspect, which is, it's beyond the scope of what Caltrans does as a transportation agency, but it's included in our ability to partner with those social services agencies and jurisdictions such as your own that have the capacity to engage its residents in a more healthier pathway. So is there another slide in that regard?
Yes.
Right. So in that regard, we, as with many public agencies at this point, are experiencing we're experiencing cuts in our ability to address things across the board. So we have to prioritize. So the priority here is on safety. It's always the priority in Caltrans is on safety. So in that case, it has to deal. In this case, it has to deal with people, both the traveling public, the persons who are experiencing homelessness, and as critical infrastructure, which again goes back to safety of the traveling public. And so you see here 5 different images in regard to areas of immediate concern, and then lower priority areas where we have, as we all know, a tremendous number of unsheltered people in the LA Basin, greater LA Basin. So as we prioritize, we're looking at safety concerns first, and then as we can attend to the lower priority areas, and any partnerships that we can create with your city in regard to that, we welcome. We have an Adopt a Highway program, which you're probably aware of. We want to engage that in regard to this set of circumstances as well. Is there another slide in regard to this, or are we done with that? So anyway, that's kind of a quick overview. So I'll turn it back to Patricia. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Jeff. The next issue that I want to bring to your attention is regarding our Caltrans maintenance customer service request, and this, I think, is of the most concern for many of your issues that you just raised, Mr. Mayor. What I have listed on here is the website for our maintenance division, and there's a web page, and if you scroll, you can see highlighted in blue, there is a tab that says customer service request. When you click on that tab, anybody can click on this website, go to this website, and report anything that needs attention by Caltrans. On the left of the slide, I've added some, let me go back, anything that can be reported to Caltrans, and I want to say that this is anything from weeds, trash, debris in the freeway, a sprinkler head that's broken. It's a drop-down menu with many different things that you can include. We just ask that you provide the location, and then we will address those issues. But the sample maintenance timeframes, and I'm not sure if anybody from maintenance was able to join us tonight, but I've got on here some sample timeframes that our maintenance division tries to meet. The first one, our graffiti removal. We try to respond to any complaints of graffiti within 48 hours. But as Jeff mentioned, we are severely understaffed, and a lot of our capacity is reduced due to the COVID at this time period. Any graffiti that is of a profanity or of a vulgar nature, we deem that extremely high importance, and we will try to resolve it with immediately the same day, or at the very least within 24 hours, depending on when it is reported to Caltrans. And just so you know, our maintenance supervisors do tour their areas every morning looking for issues that need to be taken care of right away. One of the things that you mentioned was debris and trash pickup. We do run our maintenance sweeper trains on it's actually a 3-week to monthly schedule, and they patrol all the areas. They have multiple locations that they have to get to, so they do have everything on a schedule, and they try to keep that in mind. We have weed abatement, which is done on a seasonal basis, and then trash and debris cleanup is taken as soon as possible, with priority always given to any hazardous condition. Our maintenance crews will respond to all customer service requests received within a 48-hour, depending on the critical nature of the request. And of course, all safety and hazardous conditions take first priority and are immediately responded to upon notice. Next slide, please. Lastly, I wanted to address an upcoming project and give you guys the heads up that this one is coming and getting ready to start. This is the I-10 pavement rehabilitation, and this one is from the 605, the State Route 605 to Citrus. This is the mainline pavement replacement of the existing number 3, 4, and 5 lanes, and individual slab replacements of the number 1 and 2 lanes. The estimated start time is 2021. It has an estimated duration of 3.5 years, again, including some plan establishment work for the city of Baldwin Park area. And the cost of this project is approximately $50 million. Next slide. With that, we're going to open it up to any questions that we will hopefully be able to answer for you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the presentation. And let's start with council to ask questions. Then I will open to the audience to have a question and answer from you. So, and the council, who want to start the question? Yep. Okay, and Councilman Casiano, go ahead.
I just want to ask about the weeds that build up around the on-ramps and off-ramps, and also the work site around Citrus, if we could get more service on that on a more frequent basis.
Yeah.
We will pass that on right now because that area is under construction. That is under our contractors control, and we will work with them to try to do a more frequent cleanup on the weeds.
I want to follow up, okay, Councilman Cassiano, regarding on-ramp, off-ramp, okay, because I think you understand West Covina has about 10 exits from the 10 freeway. So we basically, along the 10 freeway, let's predominate a lot of our city territory, and meaning that people in and out, that will be go to the 10 freeway, and then that off-ramp, on-ramp is very important. And right now, it's look horrible. And we receive so many complaints from our residents and some visitor. Okay, I see at least maybe, I don't know, I know it's under construction, but can you kind of at least make it a little bit kind of presentable? Is that possible? Patricia, can you answer? Did I scare them?
Mr. Hammer? Mayor, let me try to reestablish connection.
Would you please? But when we are waiting, city manager, can we put those information on our city website regarding, 24 hours, 48 hours, we report to them regarding the graffiti? Because I was driving every day and the graffiti is there for months. Okay, and so we need people to report, to those big, huge, gigantic, graffiti on Barranca, Citrus, and, Vincent, I don't know if they're still there, because every day I'm driving, I saw those graffiti over there, and need to be addressed. And they talk about 48 hours, then they
Please
should
enter
be
your access code followed by the
removed
pound or hash
ASAP.
sign.
So we should provide the information for people to log in, and they understand this is basically Caltrans responsibility. And 1.5 mile along the 10
The
freeway
access code you entered is
is
invalid.
Caltrans.
You entered.
Okay, so we don't even have a jurisdiction to touch all those streets, like Garvey.
We can certainly disseminate this information via the city's website so that people can be made aware of their reporting opportunities. We can do that.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, did you hear my question? Okay, to follow up with Councilman Cassiano regarding the on-ramp, off-ramp, and right now I understand it's under construction, but can you at Caltrans to make it a little bit more presentable for our resident or visitor come to our city?
Yes, and Mr. John Acosta is also online, and John is with our maintenance division. So we will make every effort to do some weed abatement over there, so that it is presentable, and we will continue to maintain those.
Yeah, the city of West Covina has 10 exits along the 10 freeway, and we want a partnership with Caltrans, and we know how important for this project. But at the same time, and our residents suffer with all these dark ages or traffic. I think, you understand, the traffic jam every time you hit West Covina boundary, then starting traffic jam. But we don't want to complain. We just want to see at least a courtesy from Caltrans to help us with on-ramp, off-ramp to make it more presentable, not that we all the places, trash, all this graffiti thing. And since city have no jurisdiction, we depend on you to help us to make it, presentable.
And we will, John, I don't know if you'd want to say anything, John?
John, go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to go out there. We've had since, when was it? A week and a half ago, we had the previous meeting. Our guys been working out there. I'm going to take a drive out there tomorrow. I was telling Patty while you guys are taking a break. I'm going to go check the ramps, and we'll get something together. I just have to remind you that
we don't only service the city of Covina. We have Baldwin Park and all the way down Alhambra and Montebello, other areas too. So we will put you on a schedule, and we will check it. I'll go out there. I'm going to drive the area tomorrow. I informed Patty that I'll be out there, and I'll get back with Patty, and we'll have a plan in place.
That would be great, John. Okay, I think, okay, maybe all the city been touched, but I don't think West Covina, this tank access has been touched at all, because I've been driving all the time, and not only that, the resident continue to, send an email complaint to CTC, how can, we make our city more presentable. Okay, people moving to West Covina, they in and out, they only, the way is 10 Freeway, and that is how major artery to come to West Covina. So, and regarding, graffiti, I think, we have graffiti for months on Barranca, and Vincent. I don't know if they have been removed. And I think I report to the city, have city to contact Caltrans. And I just request city to put your, and the so-called maintenance, and contact information to our resident, so resident know where to, file the report to. So meaning hopefully you guys can remove those huge, gigantic graffiti, and in 24 or 48 hours. That would be deeply appreciated, if you can help us to clean up along the 10 Freeway. Again, that is our city facial, our face, and important to represent our city character. And the other council you want to, go ahead, Councilwoman Shoemaker, go ahead.
Yes, we recognize graffiti as a big issue and a big problem, and we do every effort we do to try to keep and stem the graffiti. Sometimes we take graffiti down during the night, most of the time under lane closures or something like that, and by the next morning, the same graffiti we just removed the night before is back up. So we do recognize that there is a huge problem with this, and we try to do our best to maintain the graffiti issue and keep covering it up, and we will continue to do so.
Patricia, I hope we have a very close contact between Caltrans and West Covina, so we can work together, to go through this major construction and expansion. So if we can have all your contact information and all this maintenance, so we can have a place to report to, and we are glad to join partnership with you, help you, to get this thing over, so help our resident, help all the future traveler easy to use the Freeway 10. And the council member, you want to say
yes.
something? Go ahead.
I have a question regarding the eastbound 10 Freeway exit at Citrus. Is it considered complete now? Because the exit lane is extremely narrow, and it's right next to the lane that all of the trucks sit in. I'm sorry?
No, it is not complete. It is not complete. Right now we are in a stage construction 6, so we have traffic shifted over so that we can construct the median from Citrus to State Route 57. So I think we actually start shifting traffic closer to Hollenbeck or even closer to Azusa, if I'm not mistaken. So
you have started a bit of shifting. When will that be shifted over? Because that also follows into my next question, which is Barranca. And we have been having horrific accidents since Caltrans decided that it would be a good idea to split the freeway going one direction into two parts. It started when you did it on the westbound side, and it's continued now on the eastbound side. I was at Eastland the last 2 times I was there when there were 2 huge accidents. So what is the estimated time for the Barranca overpass to be where it needs to be so the lanes of traffic flow the way they need to?
Right now, our estimate is approximately 4 to 6 months out. We estimate to be complete with the median construction in approximately 6 months.
Okay.
So we've already started. So barring, unfortunately, I can't control weather, and that will impact how long our duration out there. So I can't give you a definitive time, but I can give you an estimation of approximately 6 months to complete the median construction.
Okay. And then my final question is not as serious. At the exit for Vincent, off the 10 eastbound, there is a huge sign that says Covina, next 5 exits. So that is right in the middle of West Covina, right by our mall, right on our freeway frontage. Is there a way to address that or make it not so noticeable or put West Covina on the sign also? Because, you know, cities rely on revenue and you're kind of announcing a city that actually doesn't even begin there. So
I think I will send that to our traffic operations to investigate it. I'm trying to think what I also live in this area too, so I am very familiar with.
Okay, so basically, when you're getting off at Vincent from the eastbound 10, right in the median where the freeway and not the median, the side where this split for the off ramp is, there's a big green sign that says Covina, like next 5 exits.
So I will pass that on to our traffic operations, and we will not be able to address it in the current segment 2 contract because we are trying to close that contract, but I will be able to address it in the upcoming, I might actually be able to address it in segment 3. I will see what I can do.
Perfect.
But I will have our traffic operations review it.
No problem. Like I said, it's my not so serious one, but it just irks me as pretty much a lifelong resident of West Covina.
Well, I don't mean to make little or light of it, but you do have a mural or a West Covina marker built into the wall right there too.
Yes.
Just a little further west.
Yes. So thank you.
But I will send this to our traffic operations.
Thanks.
I want to commend you. The wall is beautiful. I think that West Covina with sign and it pop out with a collar. Okay, beginning I don't know. You will put collar on top, but now you have a collar. Okay, so we really want to promote our city since we have such a long frontage of Freeway 10, and it's so important for people understand. No, this is West Covina, and you can see all the shopping mall and the shopping district, and that is our lifeline of our revenue. So that's why important. I want to follow what council members should make talking about branding. So that's what I think is important to put West Covina name. Okay, and you can put smaller Covina. We don't mind. Okay, a big West Covina that would be okay. And so anyway, that's important for us. And other city council member question. You answer you already. So I think and now I'm going to give the time for audience to ask question. Okay, and yes. Okay, so I'm going to close. The council, and we want to go to the. Okay, you have another question. Go ahead.
Just a request. If you can send me a copy of that slide email.
Yeah, I think we want to get a copy of the slide. And we want the contact information to our website so all the residents will know. And who raised the hand? The audience go first. Jim, go first. And then we'll go Steve. And we go Angie. Okay, Jim, go ahead. You want to come up? Go ahead.
I have a very specific issue. I frequently use the carpool lanes. Eastbound 10, near Francisquito. The Caltrans extended the carpool lane all the way to Citrus. However, they left the sign there that says in carpool lane. It's just kind of irritating to see that sign still there. It should be on your punch list. I hope it is.
So, would you say you understand his question?
Yes, I totally understand his question, and I'm sure it is on the punch list, but I will also notify the resident engineer for that project to make sure it gets removed.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you so much. Okay, Steve? Okay, and Steve, can you hold on a second? Yeah, council member Shoemaker, go ahead. You have follow-up? Go ahead.
One follow-up question that is similar to Mr. Gurvich's. The exit for the carpool lane is before Vincent for Azusa also. Can you look into what reports or studies you may have done? Because basically Azusa is one of our main off-ramps, and you have the closest exit like 2.25 miles away where traffic starts to slow down naturally also. And so can you just have your engineer check if that was the wisest place to put it, that maybe the entrances and exits need to be adjusted?
Patricia,
I
you,
will again pass this. I'm sorry. I will pass this information on to the design engineers. Typically, there is a requirement for how much distance is required for that exit to allow traffic to merge safely over to the off ramp.
I want to follow up quickly. I get off Azusa because, and I should get off the Citra, but the traffic jam is bumper to bumper, so I decide to always, when I come home, no matter 6, 7, 8 o'clock, I always get off on Azusa. That is not safe due to you have one lane, and everybody try to zoom through in their lane and try to cut back into the freeway, at last minute. So that is some kind of potential issue, and really have accident over there from time to time. And another thing, I think you understand, since you are the construction chief officer. Azusa is north-south. Only in this neighborhood is north and south 210 to 60. So it's very important artery to this community into West Covina and our surrounding city. And so now Azusa become difficult on and off, so there will be an issue. So I hope maybe you can have your engineer to look into it to make it more easier for people to get on and off of Azusa, due to this is a very, a major artery for the city, north-south and the east-west for 10 freeway. So this is our request. Go ahead, Patricia.
Let me make sure I understand the complaint you have is for the auxiliary lane that is the dedicated off-ramp lane to Azusa? That is the concern?
Yes, concern is right now you have a very long, and a very narrow, off ramp, and that is what I get off, and you can see it's very close to the wall and very, narrow to get in, to get off. And at the same time, a lot of traffic, try to squeeze through and at the last moment cut back to the freeway since they're not getting off on the Azusa. So what I'm saying is, maybe it's current, you're just temporarily, but right now, that artery, that off-ramp is very narrow.
So I think that part of the problem and part of it will be corrected once we.
Hello? We missed them again? Oh my goodness.
Let me try again, Mayor.
No.
Finish your sentence. It will be corrected once the median shift happens.
No, it never happened. I in the Zoom meeting all the places, but this, everything they say. Oh, sorry, bad connection. I cannot answer this. No. Yeah, they say like, but it sounds like they're willing to help. I think, the feeling I have, they're very sincere. I think that's we have to work with them, but we want them to help us. And but of course, as a resident, you can say anything you want.
Please enter your access code followed by the pound or
it's.
The access code you entered is invalid. You entered no digits. Please re-enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign.
When did that start?
To enable audio controls, please enter
of the area. He's going to drive those ramps from Vincent all the way to Barranca and look for the mural on the bridge and check down and off for trash and stuff. So
perfect.
We'll check it out tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Okay. Yeah, we have another audience. He has a question. Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, so mine is a very specific question. If we could go back to the slide about the Vincent Avenue North to eastbound 10, I think it was the second or third slide in the presentation. You show the delineation.
You went too far. Hold on. Go down. Advance the slide.
Go ahead and go a slide forward or two, Paulina.
Please go forward. Next
One
slide.
more.
Next slide.
Right there. So if you look at this slide, you can see the current pavement striping compared to what it was and what it isn't. I'm going to tell you, I really believe you guys have not stood out there for a long period of time during peak traffic hours, because that 2 right lanes that are mandatory turn right, that second lane from the curb, not a single person I've seen understands that that is a right turn. And they either slow down traffic trying to merge to the left, or they just flat out go right through the imaginary margin area and go straight through and hit people who are trying to get over and get onto the westbound 10. That is probably one of the worst striping decisions that I've seen in any road scenario. And I will tell you, if you sit out there during rush hour, there are countless near misses and accidents from people that do not understand that. It's been like it was on the left for a long time. I know they redid it, but I'd like to see those 3 left lanes be able to go straight. And that second lane, it can be an alternate right as well with a straight, but that needs to be completely reevaluated before we start seeing more serious accidents. One more caveat to that: if you take the Lakes Drive or West Covina Parkway, I forget which road that is, turning from eastbound to northbound Vincent, the right lane of the 2 lanes that turn left turns directly into the lane that is having all the people merge into it, and it's a nightmare. And so I highly recommend that Caltrans really reevaluate that and maybe sit out there and watch all the near misses before we have a serious accident and someone get hurt. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, and I want to concur. Okay, Steve Banner, Mr. Steve Banner, regarding his point of view. I did receive a lot of emails concern about this area, especially on ramp. Okay, and really a lot of accident and potential even accident happen right there. So hopefully, Patricia, can you have your engineer to study, see what we can improve, for less striping to make sure a safe on ramp, and the people can go straight. And during the rush hour, this is a very heavy traffic. Go ahead, Patricia.
Understood. I will have our traffic safety reevaluated again. There may be concerns when you go past the intersection whether or not there's sufficient room to have that 3rd lane through there, but I'm not sure. So I will leave that up to my traffic safety and traffic operations experts.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Angie, go ahead.
Hi. Thank you. The council has covered really well about all the problems, as well as the residents have come up here of our concerns that we've tolerated for over 5 years. The beautification of the highway is wonderful, but the ignoring of off and north and south of the freeway, where we all have to deal with and drive by each day, is ridiculous. It is blight, and it is, you guys have a track record, and I looked up Caltrans today, and I could cite all the records and citing that you've had difficulty throughout the state. But I just want to bring up one last thing. As I was coming home today from the east, exiting on Citrus North, before you even get to the exit, there are pylons, broken pylons off to the side of the exit, nearing Citrus on the north side, where there's broken cement pylons and pallets, and with that comes the gathering of trash. So, the beautification on the highway is wonderful for everybody passing through, but we live here and we have to tolerate all this plastic that's been left on Citrus that has just eroded, and plastic takes a while to erode. So please stop ignoring us. I really wish that, it's great to have your number. I've called twice already. No one's responded to me over the last 2 weeks. So I thank the mayor for bringing this to your attention, and hopefully you'll come out and, after hearing from the residents, you'll take some time and quit ignoring us. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie. Okay. Go ahead, Patricia. You want to respond?
I just wanted to just reiterate that Mr. John Acosta is our maintenance super area. Sorry, John. But he has directed he already, as of tonight, directed his superintendent, who covers the area, to go through all the areas tomorrow, all the ramps within, and to address a lot of these issues. And I will, in addition to that, work with my contractors and my resident engineers to make sure that they are responding to these concerns. We do have a constant battle, I hate to say this sometimes, with trying to get things done. and trying to get these things taken care of in a timely manner. And yes, sometimes we do need to do better with our job site maintenance.
Yes, okay. I think you can tell it's just a small sample of our resident has a major concern, and we live over here. Okay, we invest our residents over here. Everybody want to keep their neighborhood nice and pretty, especially on rent, off rent. We are very proud to have this 10 freeway, but we really need this off rent, on rent to clean up, okay, and to spend a little bit time, okay, have a contractor to, just like when they do my home, before they finish, okay, that day's job, they clean it up, they make sure the debris, all the trash, okay, and every day, okay, they come back and they do a mess, but they will clean up before they leave. So I think the same thing, maybe you can request your contractor to make sure, okay, all on-ramp, off-ramp, okay, and all those weeds going through like sky high need to be removed and make it presentable to our residents as a courtesy, as our neighbor and partnership. Yeah, Dario Cassiano, you want to say something? Go ahead. We have Councilman Cassiano have a question for you.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to ask on the Grand Exit encampment, do you guys have a record of how many times that's been reported? I know it's been reported for at least a year. And also, is there a plan what is the plan there? If you could answer that for us, please.
I think.
Jeff, I'm going to have to ask you to answer that question because that is
right. And I don't have the specifics of that in front of me, but you have my contact information, and if you'll get back in touch with me tomorrow, I can go over that with you in detail.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Look forward to it. Thank you.
I think we have a lot of questions and requests, okay? And I think all our residents, including council, requests is so reasonable, okay? We just want, we want the basic, presentable for the freeway, and especially, and around safety, and another thing, safety, all this, traffic, because now I know even we have a major accident for one car, and on the Covina South, way into the Chrysler, not Chrysler, dealership, and due to the turn, a lot of people just speeding over there along the freeway and Covina South, after they get off of McIntyre's, let exit and on the Citrus, and they zoom through, Cadillac dealership. Yeah, I purchased a car, I forgot their name. So Cadillac dealership, a couple of weeks ago, we have a major accident. The car just went into their showroom. So, and the city manager told me this is, Caltrans jurisdiction. So I saw your, presentation. You guys will research and see what you can do to make sure slow down, maybe put a stop sign, and slow down the traffic so we can, save life and, reduce the accident. So any other council have any other question? Council member Shoemaker, go ahead.
I just wanted to go back to the Vincent Avenue discussion. And if I remember correctly, and the lane that is being discussed, that is the third lane that is being used as a turn-only lane, I believe it actually used to be straight and turn. And I was kind of confused when I saw the restriping of it and how you blocked it off to make it only a turn lane, because that lane naturally ends into the lane that goes on to the 10 westbound. And so I think you'll find that there is enough width, at least there was for the 30 years that I've lived here. And I'm getting nods from the audience that I'm remembering correctly. And so so I hope you really look at that one, because I think it will help flow around our mall and things like that if it goes back to at least some semblance of the traffic pattern we had there, where people could go straight or use it as a secondary lane when the 10 East is backed up.
Of course, and as I said, I will have our traffic safety and traffic operations experts relook at that.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, very good. Okay, and if no any further question, can we have your contact information to the city so we can continue to have a communication channel so we can respond if we have any requests and answer from you guys. So, but thank you so much from Caltrans and Patricia. And we want this partnership. We want so action to help us to make sure all these things can be addressed. But thank you so much, okay, the team of Caltrans.
Thank you for having us, and we look forward to this partnership.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Be safe. Be well.
Appreciate, okay, and please provide the contact information to CT, okay, and we will be in contact. Okay, thank you. Okay, appreciate, okay, have a good night. Okay, now we move on to oral communication. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor. Our first speaker is Steve Bennett, followed by Shelley Sheen.
Evening for the third time. Tonight I'm going to talk, I guess it's about Agenda 8, but it's not totally about Agenda Item 8. Agenda Item 8 is your continuation of the emergency declaration related to COVID. I think that the city is forgetting that there's actually 2 resolutions for emergency declaration. And I've seen some debate on social media. I've seen some debate in other areas that there's only 1. Is there 2? Is there 1? There is actually 2 different resolutions for 2 different emergencies. One is a COVID emergency, and one is a fiscal emergency. And they are 2 completely different declarations. You guys at the last meeting limited the scope of the city manager's role related to COVID, and you said that it has to be related just to COVID-related items. I'm curious what some of those may be, if he's going to find a way to claim that it's COVID related. So I think there needs to be a little more teeth in what you actually consider COVID related. But the bigger question is what about the fiscal emergency? And I've been speaking about this for a while, and I think there's some misunderstandings for some of you guys, but there are 2 emergencies. And the second one, the fiscal emergency, has nothing to do with COVID. It had to do with our finances, and maybe you could tie it to COVID a little bit, but at this point, because of you guys refinancing our streets and putting them up as collateral, and we getting about $10 million back into the rainy day fund, if you want to call it, we're back to the same situation we were before COVID in that account, which means we're not under a fiscal emergency. We operated for years being, as he put it, back to broke. So the fiscal emergency can be rescinded at this point. There's no reason to continue a fiscal emergency. You guys are looking at things for COVID, and you're looking at things along the lines to allow funding to come in from FEMA and all the different governmental actions for what you're doing. But the reality is that has nothing to do with the fiscal emergency. And that grants him also a wide array of powers under a fiscal emergency. They are 2 completely different things, and you guys need to rein in both of them, not just one, because the other one's still active until you guys get rid of it. Or if it's not active, then let's have the city attorney explain why it's not, why we only have one. Let's explain the difference, because they are 2 different resolution numbers with completely different mechanisms involved. And so I stand up here again asking you to rescind the fiscal emergency like I've done at countless meetings. The fiscal emergency is not needed anymore. And if we need it again, council can always declare it again. But for now, I don't think we need a fiscal emergency because of our situation. And the COVID, I hope you put some teeth into it. So that's kind of my comments tonight. I hope you guys take it serious. I know a couple of you are last couple of meetings, so this could be your swan song, if you want to put it. But it would be something that would be very beneficial to the residents to make sure that that is no longer in place. And I really appreciate your time. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, next speaker, please.
Our next speaker is Shelley Sheen, followed by Jim Grivich.
Thank you, Mike.
Good evening. My name is Shelley Shen. I'm a resident of Montero Point in South Hill 2 since 1996. I'm here today to address our problem with Shoemaker family that my neighbor, Sofia Rivera, first addressed in last town hall meeting. 1 month went by, our problem are not resolved, but escalated. Before go on, I want to correct several false information Councilwoman Jessica Shoemaker gave in last meeting. She said she was Rivera's neighbor. It was only neighborly dispute between them. I want to clarify that Jessica Shoemaker does not live in our community. She is not neighbor. It is our community having problem with the Shoemaker family. Nothing personal. Our problems are real, specific, and non-stopping. I have other neighbors with me today to prove it. Could you stand up? Thank you. Jessica Shoemaker stated that HOA, police, and the Superior Court of Pomona sided with the family. She failed to mention that her mother is the president of both Montero Point and South Hill 2. No surprise the HOA sided with them. But police didn't side with them. Police told us to be patient, keep on calling when problem happens, and they are working on resolving the problem. I'm one of the neighbors who want to be protected by restraining order. Judge didn't side with the family. Judge just didn't see consistency of the problems yet, and also set a court date to talk to the family. But we didn't feel the court could help us at this point, and were feared of being retaliated, so did not serve the court paper to the family. Back to our problem. I want to know how Jessica Shoemaker become aware of us applying for restraining order. We didn't serve you the paper. How do you know the information? That's not for public. And for Jessica knowing this matter just validated our concern of retaliation. For our safety purpose, we strongly demand you to disclose the source for the court information. As mentioned, our problem escalated since the last council meeting. Just name a few. Our kids now only play at the end of the street, trying to stay away from their kids. But they won't leave us alone. They come close to us, flip fingers at us, and also try to verbally provoke us. The kid's mother would chase the residents with the SUV, swear, and flip off people. We now go to the pool and walk in the street together, fear being insulted when alone. They constantly using loudspeaker to broadcast rock music that neighbors can hear from far and inside our own house. I have double pane window. I can still hear it. Shoemaker kids threw rocks into neighbor's backyard by slingshot and by hand. One neighbor's kitchen window was broken by them.
Okay, point of order. What does this have to do with city business?
My dog and I...
That's what public comment is for. She's talking about private citizens.
Hey, do I have 5 minutes undisrupted time?
She's talking about private citizens.
Those times need to be discounted. I need to finish my sentence. And you're councilwoman, you know better how to conduct a meeting. Okay, I want those time to be deducted. Thank you. My dog and I were wounded and have permanent marks by the unleashed family dogs. Medical bills are not reimbursed. Last Friday night, the kids harassed a 65-year-old Latino lady. Actions were caught on camera. The following day, they played loud music at midnight, woke me up at 23:15. When I called for help, police station operators said several neighbors also reported the same matter. Police heard the noise when they put in.
Okay, would you please 10 seconds to wrap it up? I'll give you the 10 seconds back. Would you please?
Oh, okay. Thank you. And when they put in, they heard the noise and issued them a warning. It is not the first violation. Ever since February, there are over 10 complaints about excessive noise, and they got a citation in October. I don't understand why they only got a warning for last Saturday's noise. When I talked to the officers, the kids verbally insulted me at officers' presence. I'm sure action is recorded by patrol car.
We got it. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, next speaker, please.
Our next speaker is Jim Grivich, followed by Jerry Patras.
I'd like to start by first thanking the city manager for resubmitting the emergency declaration that's on your agenda tonight. I agreed with the previous speaker who said that the emergency declaration is not needed for a city as a whole, but it's okay if it's just for COVID, and that has been altered. I have another matter I wish to talk about. I'm passing out just a copy of what I'm going to say, so you'll have a record of it. Some months ago, the City Council was informed that the filling of vacant firefighter positions would result in a reduction of firefighter overtime. In fact, firefighter overtime dramatically increased. It did not get reduced. The budget will be overdrafted by millions of dollars. It should be obvious that you have a serious credibility problem with the fire department. You recently had your fire chief tell you that nothing could be done about this. That is not true. I have on several occasions talked about things that could be done to reduce expenditures in the fire department. What is true is the fire department doesn't want to make any changes. The reductions in services that I have talked about do not involve a lot of actual reductions that you would see if the county contract was consummated. The county contract would remove paramedics, would remove 2 fire stations, and I'm talking about small decreases to cover this overtime problem. My recommendation to the City Council is simple. The City Council should direct city management to reduce expenditures in the fire department to stay within budget. If the department can't do that, I believe the City Council should find new management.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Okay, next speaker, please.
Jerry Patras.
Good evening, Jerry Patras, West Covina. What an act to follow tonight. Anyway, I had originally come to talk about the agenda item 8, the, what do you call it? Oh, my mind just went blank. Thank you, emergency declaration. It is and when I turned in my card, Ms. Sherrick explained to me that resolution had been adjusted, and I really appreciate the adjustment, and a lot of residents do. We are very concerned that the City Council has, we want the City Council making the decisions, not the city manager. It must be restricted to COVID for reimbursement purposes, nothing else. We elect you, you are our representatives, we hold the council responsible. I can understand reimbursements. At this point, I would rather see the council making all the decisions than having any emergency declaration whatsoever, but I do intellectually understand the process. So thank you for bringing it back. Please keep it restricted to COVID, clearly restricted to COVID, no games. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. Next speaker, please.
Mayor, that is all of our speakers this evening.
Okay. Do we have any speaker in the house? Okay. Other than that, I'm going to close oral communication. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Okay, Councilmember Shoemaker.
Okay, Shelley has already left. My source of information on the attempt to get a restraining order was Sofia Chavera herself. She posted on social media. So, there's the huge conspiracy theory. Again, I did not say that the police are on our side, or the association is on our side, or the courts were on our side. I said that the courts declined to issue a restraining order. That doesn't mean they're on our side. That means you didn't have enough information and they didn't feel it was warranted. And as somebody who works in the legal fields, it's pretty darn hard to get at least an initial restraining order denied. As for the police, I've said they've come out and done their jobs and have found nothing to take action on. Again, that's not saying they are on our side. That is saying they are doing their jobs. As for the association, during the time frame most of this has been happening, my mom and I were at the City of Hope for her treatment of leukemia. So she wasn't in contact with the association. The association has received 2 complaints in the 30 years my family has lived there. Only one was from Sofia Chavera. The other one was another neighbor and had to do with kids playing with each other. So damaging. You know, Shelley tonight, who got up here, talked about my sister's dog being off leash and attacking her dog. That's not what happened. Her dog has been known to be vicious. It attacked my nephew and his dog while they were out walking. My nephew, on the back of his leg, and I have the pictures to prove it, had 4 huge bite marks, one of which really needed stitches from her dog. Again, the back of his leg. That means he was walking away. My sister, both of her dogs are pit bulls. There was not one mark on this person. Anybody who knows anything about a pit bull is if they're attacking you, they're going to bite down and lock on. There is not one mark. Animal control came out and found that there was no violation and actually ordered both dogs into quarantine just based on the allegations. Well, in the case of my nephew, the actual bite, that was obvious. You know, this is one of the reasons I'm relieved to be leaving this council. That people think it's appropriate to come up here and attack my nieces and nephews. Do I think my nieces and nephews are angels? No. But I know it's not against the law for them to play music, to swim in our pool, to ride their scooters and bikes down our hills, to climb our hills. There is not a time where they can go out and not have a neighbor taking pictures of them, photographing them, saying nasty things to them, calling the cops. So, congratulations. You have abused and terrorized kids that most people who know them know are not what is being described. Do they occasionally have mouths on them? Of course. What kids don't? But quite frankly, it's up to the adults to control how they react to what kids are doing and to be appropriate, because that's how you learn as you grow up to be appropriate. So, you know, and she's absolutely right. I am no longer the neighbor there, but we still own the house. My sister's living in the house. So she is correct. After 30 years, I no longer live there because obviously when I ran for District 3, I wasn't doing it illegally.
Okay, thank you, Councilmember Shoemaker. Okay, and we move on the manager. Response. Okay, some of the concern. Okay, and regarding the overtime reduction. Okay, and some of the issue regarding the emergency thing. You changed the wording already. So basically, this is restricted only for COVID. Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd just like to respond briefly to the comments that were made in oral communications. As was correctly stated, that agenda item number 8 resolution was incorrect in the packet that went out, and Appreciate Mr. Grivich reading so carefully, and we amended that. So that's the one that's in front of you for your action tonight. It narrows the scope of the resolution and the emergency powers. Regarding the question of the fire department and the expenditures of the city generally, this is going to be a really important topic, and there's a number of aspects to it that are going to be coming to the council in fairly short order. I believe at your next meeting, we're going to be looking at some deficiencies in terms of physical structures, things like living conditions and mold and electricity and roofs and Plymavent exhaust systems and crew quarters and kitchens. And we're going to have some recommendations to you to get those things up to standard. Regarding the situation with regard to the budget and the overtime, I think the community is in fairly short order going to have to make some choices, and we're going to bring those to the council once we get these numbers in crisp focus. And it may well be in your January agenda. You've canceled the first meeting, but we'll get that to you in pretty short order. These are important decisions, and we're going to put them in your hands. The other specifics about the city's fiscal status, I had planned to cover in the manager's report, so when you're ready for that, I can...
Hey, we already ready. Like
off we go.
Half hours ago. Okay, so now, okay, you basically respond all the question, right? Okay. So we move on to city manager report. Go ahead.
Thank you. First, we previously had mentioned some aspects of our street paving projects, and I wanted to take a quick look back and then also a quick look forward. This is another topic that's going to be coming to council in pretty short order. We have been continuing to move forward on our pavement management program. So far in this calendar year, despite pandemic, et cetera, we've, credit to our engineering staff, delivered some of these street rehabilitation projects. The 2017-18, when this first came to council for award of bid, I think it was Councilmember Shoemaker said, "Oh, you've got the date wrong," and actually the date was correct because it one that wasn't delivered in that year. But this project was completed this year. It's 1.1 million square feet of paving, including 420,000 square feet of slurry and 760,000 square feet of asphalt cap overlay. And then the other project that we completed this year, the next slide, was a little bit bigger. It was a total of $1.6 million or 1.6 million square feet of paving. Most of that was slurry, 1.3 million square feet of slurry, and 253,000 square foot of 2-inch asphalt cap overlay. The sum of these two projects represents only about 6% of our total asphalt. And the next slide captures those statistics, and then the one after that is the interesting topic that's on your horizon. The goal is obviously to get the streets to standard, and then the question becomes, what's the means and method by which we do that? So what you're going to get on an agenda in these chambers shortly is a analysis of the payment condition index of the city streets. So you can see different scenarios as to how we would keep to standard. Citywide or countywide, I think the standard is now in the range of 66 or 67 out of 100 for road condition. If we follow the blue scenario, and we'll go into these when this is on your agenda, and we spend the fund balance in the Measure R, Measure M, that number creeps up in the next year to a 72 and then falls off gradually. So our planning horizon, where we're still keeping to standard under that blue line scenario, carries us out about 5 years. And given the close nature of the city finances, I think that's okay. The other two scenarios don't perform nearly as well, but we're going to bring you some choices about which approach you prefer. And we're, I think, making good gain in this area, and I want to keep at it. I love paving streets, and I know you do. Next slide. I just wanted to highlight, although we're not running programs at the senior center, that long-awaited bathroom renovation is completed and looks pretty crisp. So once we get back in there, people should be happy with it. The next slide is another status report. Council, you had authorized a cooperative project with the city of Walnut for installation of a traffic signal at La Puente and Forecastle. That is being administered by the City of Walnut, and I'm happy to report that it's now out to bid. These projects always take seemingly forever to deliver. The poles themselves aren't custom, but they are built to order. And so the lead time on these is always long, but it's good progress, and I commend our partners in Walnut for moving that along. The next slide is just a snippet out of our quarter two sales tax report, which is germane to the conversation earlier with the residents about where's the city with its finances. And this is on the city website, by the way. We've been emailing it and mailing it to each of our top 25 producers. The good news is for the quarter, we're quarter on quarter, year on year, holding our own. It's only because of some aberrations. We were off about 20%, which is consistent with countywide performance. We're off in terms of sales tax and we've been pushed down because of COVID in most all of our major industry groups. We think the property tax is performing okay. We're off in transient occupancy tax and parking revenue. And our director, Bird, is watching these numbers very carefully. The package of services we now have in place, we think we're going to be okay this year, but we're trying to get to a longer horizon in terms of the city finances. We, as the council and community is aware, remain on the California State Auditor's fiscal health high-risk watch list. Our highest watch categories are pension obligation, pension funding, pension cost, and future pension costs. The common theme here is it's pension, pension, pension. Our employees, because of the fiscal emergency, gave back some 10% of their benefits across all 8 of the 9 bargaining units, and we appreciate their partnering on this. We're going to have to stay really focused on this going forward. And as we begin to conclude a fiscal emergency, hopefully, and then get back into normal labor relations and normal contracts, we're going to have to negotiate carefully going forward and pay particular attention to the benefit side of the equation and look at total compensation. Our employees, I've said this a number of times, are this city's greatest asset, and we're grateful for their good work. But they know and we know that the city has to be very watchful of its expenditures, and most of our money is in this area. Next slide. Council, you had asked for a brief status about what's going on with these one-time $10,000 for forgivable loans. Thanks to some marketing by Economic Development Division, we've gotten a couple in the pipeline now, and we hope to get some more because if they can retain a full-time equivalent job, then their loan is forgivable, and we encourage our businesses to do it. Most of the job creation in this country is in small businesses, and I know a lot of our businesses are really hurting right now. The restaurants and anybody that can shop local is encouraged to. Somebody asked, and so I put this slide in there just as a reminder. City Hall is closed to the public, but we're very much open for business. Building permit activity is just going swimmingly well right now. But we're accepting plans and applications, and we're now accepting payments via credit cards. So things seem to be going well. The county is keeping us in threat level purple for COVID, and so I think this situation will remain in that posture until we get some better clearances. Next slide. Just as a reminder, Small Business Saturday is coming up November 28th. Next slide. I mentioned LA County remains in the purple tier. And finally, I just wanted to wish the council and the community a very happy Thanksgiving. That's all I've got tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager. Okay, and any other question? I'm going to move on to consent calendar. Consent calendars. Okay, and City Council, anything you want to pull? Okay, the 6th from Councilman Casiano. And which one? 15. Okay, and the 15. Okay.
Mr. Mayor. May I have number 14 just taken off your calendar tonight? It was a bid for some cars, and I want to rebid it. I want to put that back out and do it again.
Thank you. Okay, and very good. So 14 be pulled by City Manager off the agenda. Okay, and you have anything to pull? No? Okay. Okay, number 9. I will pull number 11. So number 9 and number 6, number 15, pool number 14. So move the motion to. Do I have is council to move the motion for number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, and 16.
Mr. Mayor, I'll move forward.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Johnson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Casiano. Roll call, please.
Councilman Castellanos?
Aye.
Councilman Johnson?
Aye.
Councilmember Shoemaker?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado?
Aye.
Mayor Wu?
Aye, motion approved 5-0. Then we go to the item number 6. Number 6 regarding the Shadow Oak, cell tower. So we need to go ahead.
Make it brief. My question is, can we request that they make the equipment underground, and also instead of 400 for each lease, can we request 600 for each?
I'm going to ask our assistant city manager through the chair to give a report about what this looks like now before I answer your question about whether we can further negotiate this. But let me start with the report, if that's okay.
Yes, thank you very much. I'll briefly go through some background. The Shadow Oak lease was originally entered into in 2005. It was amended in 2014. The city is currently receiving approximately $46,000 a year in revenue from the lease. It does have a CIP increase of 3% annually, and it terminates in 2035. The Cameron Park lease was entered into in 2003, subsequently amended in 2012. City receives about $39,000 a year annually. There's also a 3% increase, and this lease also expires in 2035. I should point out that this amendment does not extend the term of the lease. It just is for some additional square footage. The California Public Utility Commission, in response to the recent wildfires, issued an order which is included in the staff report that requires cell carriers to provide backup power for 72 hours. And that is in Tier 2 and Tier 3 areas throughout the state. And the South Hills neighborhood is definitely within that Tier 3 high fire hazard area. What is before the City Council is a request to add an additional about 200 square feet to the Cameron Park lease. As you can see here, these are photographs of the existing equipment enclosure. It's an underutilized area of the park. Unfortunately, it's a frequent homeless encampment that needs to be cleaned out. And Crown Castle is requesting approximately 200 additional square feet for installation of a backup generator. At Cameron Park, this is the existing location off of Lark Ellen across the street from the high school football stadium. Crown Castle is requesting about 40 square feet for this enclosure. This is what they are proposing to install. It's a diesel generator. As I said, it's required by the California Public Utilities Commission. Not this exact generator, but cell carriers are mandated to, within 1 year, come up with a plan to how they're going to meet these requirements. This is a closer view. The image on the left shows a new block enclosure that would match the current block enclosure. Again, it's about 200 square feet. The image on the right shows a site plan view of it. And the reason for the block enclosure, again, because this is a park which unfortunately is subject to vandalism, they wanted to secure the generator. For Cameron Park, because it doesn't have anywhere near the amount of vandalism or homelessness, it would not be behind an enclosure. It would be enclosed with tall landscaping. The proposal at Cameron Park is just a small increase for the pad itself of 40 square feet, $400 per month. with no extension of the lease term. At Cameron Park, at Shadow Oak, you can see what the terms are there. And staff is recommending that the City Council approve the second amendments to both of these leases. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, do you have any questions? Just what I asked. Okay. I want to follow up, Councilman Cassiano talking about underground. The Shadow Park is a beautiful park, and I think that thing can be easily go underground. Why we need to give them 220 square feet of park land? And I agree, with Councilman Cassiano, can they consider it go underground?
We will certainly, they are not here this evening. They're headquartered in Florida, but I can certainly make that request and make sure that they're here at the next council meeting.
Can we want to table this? Ask them to go underground, including 2 locations. Because if we allow them to do this, there's going to be outer cell tower. They all want the same similar stuff. More land for them and less land for the park. So I think we should request them to go underground, and they can get underground easement as much as they want. We can care less because it's underground. On the overground, say nothing but shrubbery and flower. So I think that would be feasible as a park. And they're really ugly. I saw it over there on the Shadow Oak. It doesn't look good. So should we? Do I have a motion to table this?
I'll motion to table.
Second.
So I have Mayor Pro Tem Letty Lopez Villado to move the motion to table this. Request to Council to underground. And second by Councilman Cassiano. Roll call, please.
Councilman Castellanos.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Councilmember Shoemaker.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Villado.
Aye.
Mayor Wu.
Aye, and approve 5-0 table this and discuss with the Council to and potentially underground. Now we go to the number 11. That's mine. So number 11. I'm sorry, number 9. Sorry, I jumped too fast. Mayor Pro Tem, number 9 is for you. Go ahead.
So my question with this is, obviously, even throughout the whole pandemic, we've had a lot of issues with the audio. And today I did still see a glitch with a wireless microphone. So when I was originally going to ask, is that audio now working properly? With that minor glitch, I still don't feel confident until everything is in working condition before we pay them off. And then if there are future issues with the audio, are they going to quickly resolve this at no additional cost?
So the only glitch...
Through the chair, we've got a report ready to go because we were anticipating this question. So if we could go through that and then get to your question.
Yeah, we don't read the presentation.
We don't need the presentation.
What is the report? Is it going to be anything different than what we've already
we read the report already. We just answer the question and we quickly see what we can do and move to vote.
So the glitch today was there's an antenna at the bottom of the mic. These are the mics that we had previously. These are not new mics. So we did buy 2 more.
This is not a new mic?
These are not new mics. So
I think it's a new mic.
Yeah. So the antennas at the bottom, they work fine. We just need to train people to use them better. But other than that, we haven't really had any issues tonight.
So on the agenda staff report, I see under the discussion that additional of extra microphones for distancing and module for phone calls.
Yeah, 2. So we bought 2 more of the exact same ones we had because of the COVID. We wanted to put them on the table. That was the emergency.
So you bought 2 more of the wireless mic, yet
Correct.
we weren't using the brand new wireless mics?
These are the 2 of them were the exact same mics we had before. We bought 2 more of the exact same ones. So the issue that we have now is an issue we've always had. Really, we just need to train people and kind of remind them.
Why not buy better mic? And
we can look into it.
Yeah,
we can definitely look into it.
These two mic have a problem.
We were trying to save because we needed 4 mics. So instead of buying 4 brand new mics, we'd buy 2 because we didn't. There was
Why
no,
would you buy the same 2 new mics? I mean, why would you buy the same mics if we've had issues with it?
because then they all work together. You have to buy a whole new system if you're going to buy.
Sure, they don't have an upgrade one for the system we have.
We can ask them if we want to buy separate ones. That wasn't what we were trying to do. Was we were trying to replace we were trying to cut costs. So that's really what we were trying to do. But if we want to spend more money and got 4 new mics, we definitely can do that. It's really what your direction is. At the time when it broke, we just wanted to replace everything.
I think it's too late now. We got a 4 old mic, so we stuck with them for.
Right, we could discuss them, see if we can get.
So
we
spend the money. We're not going to use the new mic. We have to use this.
Right. Those 2 are. It's not a lot of the cost.
I think so. The mic is not expensive.
Well, I mean, we can look, but I'm pretty sure I could convince them to give us credit for the 2. The other 2 we've had for probably before I came here, so we could. But when we buy, I will tell you this. Today I went out because I knew there was some questions about if we wanted to change our council mics, maybe a little bit better. So I went all 12 mics. We spent $2,800 on. The quote I got today, if we just replace 5 with kind of the Rockstar mics on the ear, because that's the only quote I could get actually today, but that was $11,000. So
I don't think we need the kind of so-called
right.
Rockstar mic.
But I'm trying to explain.
We need a mic that when I turn talking to the member, it still can
right.
what we say. Due to right now we are doing so now I have to move the mic. Otherwise nobody can hear what I'm talking to person behind me.
Yeah.
So this is the problem. I don't know. You can a lot of mic digital. You can change to the angle rather than a shotgun. You can open up a little bit more wide angle, so they can catch a little bit more. We don't talk anything, so we don't mind. Okay, to at least catch what we say. People want to know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so today I called around a couple companies to see. I spoke to a company, JD Audio in Pasadena, which I'm familiar with, working with before. Their recommendation was for your request is the ear mic. They said that, and these are the experts, not me. They said the only way they're going to get any mic that is going to get your sound when you turn is an over-the-ear kind of Rockstar mic.
I don't think we have a budget for that. You want to continue?
No, I mean, my concern is, especially when they have presentations or when the residents speak right there and then, I mean, for us to tell them we have to train them is unacceptable because, I mean, you see karaoke, you see other things. I mean, it goes wherever it is. So you can't say train everybody who comes up and speaks. That's unacceptable.
I know, but most people use this mic, so they don't have to. But we can look into it. It's anything you want is doable.
We try to work around, what we have, and I think...
If you can get the credit for those 2 mics, I'd appreciate that. It's just something, just because...
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, and any other council? Okay, I think it's okay. We spend the money. I think my question would be this. Okay, $75,000. Okay, with the PEC money to pay for the mic. I don't even know. I know you have a detailed this presentation, but the money I didn't feel like it's worth for the so-called upgrade we have. So hopefully, next time when we doing some kind of improvement, we better to check. Okay, right now look like we're stuck. Okay, we have to pay this company for I don't know what they have done because for whole years during as a mayor, my audio's bad. Okay, really embarrassed. Okay, I think you know what I'm talking about. So, but hopefully next term for the new mayor, Letty Lopez, the mic will be working properly. So I think this is what we want. Okay, so people, receiving, watching, they can have, the mic and we see what we're talking about. not complaining about. We always, okay. And I think it's important for city to do it. So basically, this is the money already spent, and we have to pay them. And this is what it's about. Am I right?
Right. But we definitely, like I said, we kind of did this on the cheap. So we're definitely, as you say, hey, I want to approve this, we're
75,000 is cheap for Mike.
So I did a study of that as well. So the Santa Monica, like I can tell you the quotes, but they're all around 200,000 for the AV. So actually, all the quotes I could get.
Yeah, you go to private sector, it's like 1/10 of the charge.
Right. No, but for cities,
the government, then they always waste the taxpayers' money. Okay, very good. Okay, so thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you.
Okay, who want to move the motion?
I'll make the.
Really quickly.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, Councilman Shoemaker, go ahead.
I find it kind of aggravating to hear we did it on the cheap, because that isn't saying we set a budget, we did it the best we could. What's the saying? Penny wise, pound foolish. That's what comes to mind when I hear we did it on the cheap. I want it to hear we looked at what our needs were, and this was the best option with the most economies. Not that, we put a Band-Aid over something, or we replace the system with something that's not necessarily going to last as long. And so we will be replacing it in a year for the same amount of money. And, I'm sure the system is better than that. I won't be here to have to deal with it or call in and have to have the city manager hold his phone on speakerphone so I can actually hear what's going on. So good luck.
Yeah, and I agree with Council Member Shoemaker. I think it's okay, and we want to do something as a professional, okay, and we spend $75,000. Speaking truth, it's a lot of money to buy a couple of the mic and put the line. But at the same time, I understand, okay, and the tough job for the staff, okay. But at the same time, we want a performance, okay. We don't care how difficult it is. Okay, we sit in the city council. We come over here in person. Okay, we deal with the city business. We want to make sure our job that has been broadcast properly. Okay, and people cannot listen to us. We hear. I think there's a transparent issue because we need to make sure people listen what we say and what is our decision. And I think this is very, very important for give a proper audio or video and to our residents, especially right now, it's a pandemic, people cannot come over here. They really want to, watch this. So anyway, I have a motion moved by Councilman Casiano. Do I have a second?
Mr. Mayor, second.
Oh, I'm thinking about nobody wants a second. It would be fair. Okay, and second by Councilman Johnson. Roll call, please.
Councilman Castellanos?
Aye.
Councilman Johnson?
Aye.
Councilmember Shoemaker?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado?
No.
Mayor Wu?
No. Okay, approved 3-2. Okay, we move to next agenda. Okay, this will be number 11. Okay, I think, this is another budget. This is not including our budget, right? About this purchase?
What was the question? I'm sorry, Mr.
Yeah, about purchase $150,000 of equipment thing. So this is now on our budget, right?
It's currently in the budget, yes.
Huh? This is in our budget?
Yes.
So this we budget this already?
Yes, sir.
Yes. This is
not amendment, right? So this is a budget. You already told us during the budget that we need $150,000, to buy all this equipment. So this is not amended new budget on top of what we already approved.
That's correct.
Okay, can you tell us what you buy this thing so the resident can understand? Okay, and we're going to approve it. We just want you to have a time to talk to on TV. Go ahead.
You're just getting used to me up here every week. Love it. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, citizens.
Thank you, Chief.
What we're asking your consideration here is for us to go into get a purchase order to purchase our medical supplies for emergency medical services. We went out to bid RFP about 4 years ago, and we determined that we would utilize 3 different companies to purchase our medical equipment for emergency responses and serving the patients, the citizens when they were patients. And we found out that Life Assist was the only one that actually was able to produce what we needed, next day air, at cheaper costs, and had all the equipment that we needed. The other companies were not able to do those same things. So Life Assist basically caters their services to emergency medical services throughout the nation. That's what they do. Basically, they know what we need. Not hospitals, clinics, and EMS use different equipment. It may be the same needle, but we use it differently, maybe more complex.
Just for the ambulance emergency.
Correct. So we're just asking to have a purchase order with Life Assist and to be able to.
So basically, you already choose this company, and this is a very reputable and with a top notch of all the equipment that will be good for our fire department emergency ambulance to serve our residents.
Correct, and they're just the premier provider to deliver the services. And as you can see in the staff report, just about almost every fire department locally uses them. Like I said, they cater to us. And
so this $150,000 equivalent, how long all this equipment can last?
Well, we buy monthly. We go through what we've already used.
So the 150 is a budget, so you're not going to use it right away.
No, that's our annual cost. And it's roughly about 150. It's usually less, but we have to prepare. We don't want it to come back. So it's roughly about 140, 146, I think, last year amongst the 3 companies that we were using. But we want to just use Life Assist. And we feel actually we will be fiscally responsible and actually spending less when we evaluated the cost of all the equipment.
So annually we have to spend $150,000 to buy all this equipment. So roughly it's about $13,000 a month to have all this supply.
Roughly, and we have one of the members of the fire department. He's in charge of all our medical equipment, and he identifies what each station uses on calls and what we need to order. And every month he puts in an order, and it gets delivered the next day.
Very good. Okay, do I have any other question? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, Councilman Casiano.
Just a comment, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, I did check the prices out of curiosity. They're really good prices, and as you said, these items are not items that are available to like hospitals and clinics, so it's very specialized, like the overnight. And yeah, good job on the prices. So I like it.
Well, with your professional as in the business as a medical, so with his blessing, I think, hey, I would say no, but he say I have to say yes. Okay. Do I have any other question or no? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Motion approve moved by Councilman Casiano. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mayor Protem Lopez Viado. Roll call, please. Thank you, Chief.
Aye.
Councilman Castellanos.
Aye.
Councilman Johnson.
Aye.
Councilmember Shoemaker.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado.
Aye.
Mayor Wu.
Aye. Motion approved 5-0. Then we move to item number 14 have been approved by city manager. Then we go to 15. Okay, moved by Councilman Casiano. Go ahead.
Hi, Chief. Thank you for coming up. I just wanted an explanation, an overview of this item for us, if you would, please.
Yes, absolutely. Back in 2017, we sent out the bid to have equipment placed on our vehicles. It's the purchase and installation of equipment on our emergency vehicles. The goal is to find a company that's not only reasonable, but can get our vehicles back in a timely manner. We went to bid. Black and White was the lowest bidder at the time. Over the last 3 years, we've been extremely not only comfortable, but excited about the work that they've done. Our contract ended this year, I believe, the 2019-2020 year, so we had to go back out to bid. So what happened was Arcadia, a neighboring city, actually did the bid for the same type of work. They sent it out. They got 2 bidders. Black and White was one of the bidders and came in again as the lowest bidder. So rather than rebid, we basically piggybacked on their bid in order not to duplicate the work. It is permitted under code. It's actually highlighted here under Section 2333, I-2 of the West Covina Municipal Code, where we can piggyback as long as the services are the same. We find that they are. One of the things you need to know about the police service is those vehicles are our lifeline. They're our office. And so finding a bidder that not only puts the equipment on the way that we want them, takes a long time to do that, and being able to rotate those cars in and out at a timely manner is very beneficial to the department. So we've been very excited with Black and White, and that's why we piggybacked on this bid, and that's why we're asking for you to approve it tonight.
Any further questions?
No questions. That's a great explanation. I think that makes perfect sense, and I'm glad they're doing good work. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Any other question? Oh, I have a follow-up question. Okay, educate me. Okay, so what kind of service the Black and White perform? I understand you follow the Arcadia bid because they already bid, so we don't have redundant go out bid, and this is all legal to do this way. I understand, but why is the Black and White service to police department? What kind of?
First of all, Black and White, actually, we purchased the equipment from them. And then in turn, they also put the equipment on our vehicle. So
what kind of equipment?
Our light bars, our emergency light bars, all the things that go along with the emergency.
Accessory.
Absolutely. It's all accessory based. Our lights and sirens, horns, red and blue lights, all those things that have to be pretty meticulous and put in places like that.
So basically, we purchase the car, then we need to put accessory, then we hire the Black and White.
Yes.
Okay, because they have a good bid from the Arcadia, so we follow their bid. So we hire them. Okay, so we don't have to waste time to bid with other vendor. So for them to do this credibility and history, so we're using them to put the accessory to our police car.
Yes, well, we already had Black and White. Our contract just expired with them.
Got it.
So we were already familiar with their work, but yes, in a sense, what you said is correct.
Okay. Okay, and do we have any other question? Otherwise, do I have a motion to approve? Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, motion, moved by Councilman Casiano and
I'll second.
Second by Mayor Protem Lopez Viado, and roll call, please.
Councilman Castellanos?
Aye.
Councilman Johnson?
Aye.
Councilmember Shoemaker?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez Viado?
Aye.
Mayor Wu?
Aye, and motion approved 5-0. Then we're moving to, AB 1234, conference and the meeting. Of course, we don't have nothing, because the pandemic. How lucky I am. I want to attend all this meeting. Now I cannot. I have to stay home. Lucky me. Okay. So, City Council request and report for study. Okay, I think last time you see Mayor Pro Tem, you're talking about request the park and facility. Oh, yes. I think you already put the agenda, right?
You put that on the...
This is request by Mayor Pro Tem.
You had asked that the council review the park use policies, and that's scheduled.
So December 1st. December 1st, we're going to have, so it's coming up, okay? So there will be the Mayor Pro Tem request regarding report for all the contract, not all the contract, all the facility for the park, and all those facility, what is the policy for resident or outside people to rent or to provide the service they want, especially like our baseball field, soccer field, who have the right to use. A lot of people have a question about that. I think it's a good question. Okay, good job. Okay, any other council? No? Really? And then we're going to come. This is the last meeting, the second meeting. I want to go longer. I'm kidding. Okay, and if none, do I have any comment from the council? If none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Okay, and do I have a second? Okay, no second. You want one continue. Second by Councilman Johnson. Meeting adjourned. Thank you so much. Okay, I wish everybody have a good night and stay safe and healthy. Have a good night. I see you next time, December 1st. Okay, bye.